The lunch lady kept me from getting the proper meal. Hello, first post here. Hope it fits. This happened today, so it's all fresh in my mind. I'm a 16-year-old guy. I'm pretty normal. I play video games, hang out with friends, have a good job, all that. But the only abnormal thing about me is that I have type 1 diabetes. I've been diagnosed for about a bit more than a year and a half. I've kept good control over it, and the doctors are always impressed when I have a checkup. Bragging aside, I am a junior in a pretty small high school in the middle of Kansas. One of the things I do is I take insulin 10 to 15 minutes before I eat, so it is time to get into effect. With the school lunch, there are two options, a chicken salad and a cheeseburger. I decided to go with the cheeseburger. I take my insulin and go up the line. There are two separate tables, each with two white to-go boxes with the food in them. I grab a box from the left table, and before I take 2 steps, my friend points out to me that that's the salad. I set the box back down and go to grab the other box, but the lunch lady shouts at me, "Hey, don't you dare." I look at her and she looks at me like I just slapped a puppy in the face. Ask what's wrong, and she said that I already grabbed the salad, so I have to take the salad. Note, I didn't even open the box. I explained to her that I'm a diabetic and already took insulin. She shakes her head and says in sickly sweet tone, "I'm sorry, that's not my problem. Take the salad and go sit down now." I tried once more to tell her the situation, but she just pointed at the salad table and tells me to take the salad or I don't get anything. I'm a little pissed at this point, so I take the salad and go off to my table with my friends and tell them the situation. They removed the vending machines in the cafeteria over the summer, so there was no way for me to get the correct amount of carbs without stealing another kid's cheeseburger. One of my friends tells me I should go get the principal quickly before the insulin fully sets in. I go to the office and tell him and the counselor the situation, a little panicked, because it had been well over 10 minutes since I took insulin. I'm very tight with the principal, so he walked me back up to the cafeteria and talked to the lunch lady. He tells her, "LL, give him the cheeseburger. He really needs it." She responds to him by saying, "But he already took a salad. He can deal with it." Principal just sighs, grabs the cheeseburger box and shoved it into my hands and tells me to go sit down. I listen to him and walk back to the table. I sit relatively close to the lunch line, so I and my friends can barely hear the principal talk to her. "How you acted was truly out of line. I thought you understood to treat his and other diabetic kids' situation with care and understand." He went on for another minute and ended up just telling her off and heading back to his office, and I ate in peace. I'm glad that she got told off, and maybe she'll know better next time. Update: the lunch lady kept me from getting the proper meal. I want to say thank you for all the upvotes and awards in my previous post. It really means a lot to me, and I just wanted to give a small bit of an update. So the next day after all this happened, I was walking to my final class of the day. My principal was walking by me and grabbed my shirt. He was on the phone at the time and gestured me to follow him, which I did. We walked into his office and he hung up the phone and says to me, "So you know I had your back yesterday, right?" To which I responded, "Yes, sir, I do." He sat down and said, "Well, the lunch lady came up to me after school and told me that after throwing all your trash away, you and your friends walked up to here and started mocking her. So she had told him that me and my friends were saying stuff like, 'Ha ha, I got my cheeseburger,' into her face." This was a blatant lie, and I told him as much. I even told him which friends I was with after he asked. He nodded and said that's what he thought and said he'll be handling the lunch lady. He sent me back to class, and that was it. So the lunch lady is now trying to get me in trouble with the principal, in my best Skyrim voice. But I've dealt with beasts much more foul than the likes of her. I'll keep updated if any more hits are put on me. Thank you.
Update. EM is going to be a gramma, and it's all about her. Update. Firstly, thanks to everyone for the responses. I did not expect my post to blow up like it did. I have tried to read everyone, and although some were pretty out there, your mom will try to kidnap your baby, etc. I appreciate all the perspectives. I had a long talk with my super supportive husband, and he could see how much it was affecting me. He made me sit down to practice a conversation with her, and then we called her together. The goal of the call was to set some boundaries and expectations. He indicated to her that we wanted to be on the same page with her so no one is disappointed or overwhelmed during the visit. Said that especially in the first couple weeks, We would want to have as much time to bond the two of us with our baby, and we'll want to have the most time with her. Well, firstly, she asked why we need to talk about boundaries. And then she said maybe I just shouldn't come if I will be intruding. My husband said that's not what we're saying, but why don't you tell us what your expectations are for the visit? She said she pictured us being tired and overwhelmed, so she would take the baby while we nap or take a walk. I said that's very possible, but we will probably be feeding her and such. And the support we need from you will be more so supporting us, so we can take care of her instead of you taking care of her. She repeated that she wouldn't be a maid. I told her that we had no expectations of her being a maid, but part of supporting us would entail doing some household chores. She ended up telling us that it sounded like she would be intruding, and that we can let her know in a month or two when we were ready for a visit. Then she said, take care of yourself, and we ended the call. I am relieved that we have more control over when she comes and can wait until we are adjusted. I also feel insanely guilty because I know she is upset and I did not expect her to just cancel her trip when we tried to set boundaries. In any case, I think it's for the best and I appreciate everyone's advice. Now I've just got to get rid of the guilty feeling and focus on my new daughter's arrival. Original.
Like and subscribe for more wonderful videos.